Namaste everyone, and thank you for joining us for this relaxing yoga practice. My name is Kathy and this is my awesome husband of 35 years, Dennis.
And we are really excited to share this practice with you. It's one of our favorites. It's one that we take with us everywhere we go. As some of you know, we travel a lot and we do this practice everywhere.
Yes, it's a beautiful practice and it's great to do it in the evening if you have trouble sleeping. It's great also to do even in bed. So you could lie in bed and put your legs up the headboard or up the wall behind you, and it's really great for evening time practice, but also great to do any time in the day. So I'm going to have Dennis get in position with the legs up the wall. You'll see he has a blanket over there to put his hips on. If you don't have a blanket, that's okay. If you want a little more cushioning or a little lift in the hips, putting a blanket right underneath those hips is great. And then it might be a little awkward, but just scoot your bum up as close to the wall as comfortable. It doesn't have to be touching the wall at all. It depends on the flexibility in your hamstrings. So just make yourself comfortable in this shape. The arms can be anywhere you like. They can be out to the sides. They can be on your belly. They can be overhead, cactus arms, whatever's going to feel good for you. And this whole practice is done in this shape with some varying of shapes in between. So just take a couple minutes here to breathe. Come into your breath. Slow everything down. Slow the breath. Slow the thoughts. And take 2 more breaths just like that. Make them deep, make them count. Now the first shape we're going to come into is butterfly. So you simply bend the knees, bring the feet together, slide the feet down the wall, and just find a comfortable spot there. Now the whole foot doesn't need to be touching the other foot. It could be that just your heels are touching or just the ball of your feet are touching, or any part of the foot. So don't worry too much about how it should be exactly. Just make it comfortable for you. Relax those inner thighs here. Just let gravity do its work. So you could make this a yin practice if you held each of these shapes for 5 minutes. We're not doing that today, we're just giving you a taste. But if you want to come back to the practice and hold each shape for 5 minutes, that would be great. We're just going to go a couple minutes in this practice. So I want to share with you 3 lessons of water. This is a really cool excerpt from a TED Talk by Raymond Tang, and he talks about hectic and overwhelming nature of our technology-driven society that we're in. One can find fulfillment by relating to the simple and elemental forces of nature, such as water. There's 3 useful ancient Chinese lessons that I'm going to share with you about water. So take a couple more breaths here. And now straighten those legs back up the wall. Notice how good it feels to get them straight. Resting here. There's lots of health benefits for doing legs up the wall. Reduces any edema or swelling in the legs. Also relieves tired muscles in the legs and feet. So if you have a job or if you're on your feet a lot, legs up the wall is a great practice to do. Moving into the second shape, which is going to be reverse pigeon. So you bend those knees and the feet slide down the wall, and you take that right ankle and cross it over the left thigh, right about at the above the knee, right at the meaty part of the thigh. Now that left foot can slide down as little or as much as you'd like, and your hips you may find come off the mat, and that's okay. Normally we take this shape and we use our arms to hold our legs, but when we have the use of the wall, we don't need to do that. Just relax that right hip and breathe nice and slow, nice and deep. So the first lesson, as it relates to water, is about humility and how the lowly yet supportive nature of water as a life-giving force. If we think about water flowing in a river, it's always staying low. It helps all the plants grow and keeps all the animals alive. Water doesn't actually draw any attention to itself, nor does it need any reward or recognition. It is humble. Without water's humble contribution, life as we know it may not exist. Finding 2 more breaths here. And then straighten those legs up the wall. Once again, you might feel a little rush of energy or a little tingling sensation as you move out of the shapes or in between the shapes. That's okay, that's normal. Just energy moving. So legs up the wall also gives you the benefits of doing an inversion without any of the effort. So you don't have to do handstand or headstand to get the benefits of an inversion. You can simply do legs up the wall. Moves the fluids from the feet down, the legs down to the torso. It's great for digestion. Lately, we've been making a practice of doing a little legs up the wall meditation after we have dinner. It's been really great for us. And now we're going to separate those legs, keep them straight, and move the feet apart into a V shape. So it doesn't matter how wide your legs are here, just let them find that first edge or that first place of sensation, probably in the inner thighs. And we get the assist of gravity here to work on those inner thighs. The second lesson about water is the lesson of harmony and how water always achieves its aim effortlessly in spite of any obstacles along its path. If we think about water flowing towards a rock, it will just flow around it. It doesn't get upset. It doesn't get angry. It doesn't get agitated. It doesn't feel much at all, in fact. When faced with an obstacle, somehow water finds a solution without force and without any conflict. This is an important lesson for all of us, isn't it? Take 2 more breaths here. And now bring those legs together straight up the wall. And notice, what do you feel? Can you slow down the breath even more here? And with that intention, can you also slow down your thoughts too? Moving to side 2 of that reverse pigeon. Bend those knees, and now the left ankle crosses on top of the right thigh. And then you choose how much you need to bend that right knee, and you may choose to keep that right leg straight depending on your body. You may even choose to scooch away from the wall a little bit as well. Just find the shape and find some stillness. And the third lesson of water is about openness and our tendency to resist change along the path of life. You see, water is open to change. Depending on the temperature, it can be a liquid, a solid, or a gas. And depending on the medium that it's in, it can be a teapot, a cup, or a flower vase. In fact, it's water's ability to adapt, change, and remain flexible that makes it so enduring through the ages, despite all the changes in its environment. Take 2 more breaths here. And then we come back to the legs straight up the wall. So legs up the wall can help calm the nervous system. You know, we have the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calming side, and the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight. So when you get in this position with your legs up the wall, or even up the edge of the bed, if that's more comfortable, we calm our nervous system. And our last shape together is a twist. So bend those knees, walk the feet down the wall, and then walk the feet over to the right. So they may be resting on the baseboard if you have one, or towards the floor. And in this shape, your right leg is completely resting on the floor. You may choose to turn your head the opposite direction, towards the left, if that feels good. And can you relax a little more into this twist? Twists are so great for our digestive system. We're compressing and massaging those internal organs when we put our body in these shapes, in these twisting shapes. Of course, this practice also helps quiet the mind, because you feel fully safe and supported with half your body lying flat on the mat. And take 2 more breaths here. And walk those feet around to the center and legs straight up the wall. Resting here before we move to the other side. It's good to pause in between the shapes, just to kind of hit the reset button. Let your spine realign. feet over to the left side, maybe finding the baseboard there. You could put your left hand on top of that right knee if that feels good. And soften into the shape here completely. Check in, see if there's any tension, any gripping, anywhere at all. Let that go. If we can relate these 3 lessons of water to our pursuits in our relationships, in our business dealings, in our education, in our overall life, they will allow for greater fulfillment in everything we choose to take on. Take 2 more breaths here in this beautiful twist. And then here's your option for Shavasana. You could go back 2 legs up the wall if that feels good, or if you'd rather lay flat on your back, just scoot yourself around so that you're laying flat on your mat. Let the legs go wide if that feels good. Let the arms be by your side. Close your eyes. Just breathing here. So we always say in our yoga classes that Shavasana is the most important shape, the most important pose of all. It's the culmination of all the good things you did in the practice, to let all that seep into every cell of you. So just lying still, easy breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Begin to drag yourself out of Shavasana, bringing your awareness back into your body. Find a little movement, fingers and toes. Maybe turn the head side to side. And then gently roll over to your right side and pause right there. Be thankful to yourself for making time for yourself to bring this practice into your day. Now gently press up into a comfortable seated position. Once you get there, close your eyes and bring the palms together at the heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere find happiness and peace. May the actions of my own life contribute to that happiness and peace. Thank you for sharing this practice with us. Namaste.